What's up everybody, it's Mike back again today, MF Vape. Thank you very much for tuning into the channel today. Right, what have we got for you today guys? We've got the Geekvape Loop dual core RDA, but you can also run it in single core. It has that option there. I've got it in the black version here, the black frosted drip tip. It comes with a spare 510 drip tip and a 510 drip tip adapter. It's also got this very neat airflow ring that you just spin round, and it's a one-piece top cap, this one, but we'll show all about it in a minute. So without further ado, let's go down low and we'll give it an unboxing, and we're going to put a build in this one for you today guys as well, and then we'll come back up top and I'll tell you what I really think about the Geekvape Loop RDA. Okay, see you down low in a bit. Right, we're down low with the Geekvape Loop RDA, and it comes in this presentation box, clamshell style box, which most Geekvape products come in. Quick look at the bottom there. Okay, so inside the box we have our RDA. On this side here we have a 510 drip tip with a couple of O-rings on it. Inside the goodie bag we have the tri-tool, which has your flatheads on there and your Phillips there. You've got lots of O-rings with this, and you also get a squonk pin. And it looks like that you can install that using the flathead screwdriver. We also get a 510 drip tip adapter and some spare grub screws, which are flatheads. If you delve further, you get a user manual. So it's in a few different languages for you. And you get this other envelope here, which has... There's a warning card showing you the different colours. We have the black, which I have. We've got the stainless steel, gold, and the gunmetal with the matching green drip tip. And we also have a warranty card. Right, so here is the RDA. You have this frosted black drip tip on the top here, which is an 810 fitting. Slightly longer than some 810 fitting ones though, but you've got the O-ring in the top there. We have the Loop logo on this piece here. This just moves around, and this is what can adjust your airflow. So that's in dual core. That is in single coil, just the one airflow slot there. A quick look on the bottom. We have a Loop RDA, laser etched. Got the gold plated squonk pin and the peak insulator. Serial number and design by Geekvape. Just have a look at that squonk, the pin. It does protrude, not the greatest amount of protrusion, but I'm happy to use that on a hybrid. Okay, so just take off the top cap. Right, this is all one piece. Like I say, this airflow ring just spins around, but it's all joined together, this. So inside there, you can see there is some doming going on, which does help intensify the flavour. And here is the build deck. And as you can see, it's shaped like a W. So we have flathead screws here to hold your wires in. The airflow comes through here and it's angled down. It's a very interesting deck this is, because of all this block in here. You'd think that the actual airflow would be quite turbulent, because it's like it angles down and it has to find its way up again to be drawn up through the cores and into your mouth. You just see down there is some like a gap underneath the deck as well. Can't really get the camera to actually focus in there, but you can swonk with this one too. But obviously with the coils situated here, the leads have to go down quite a way, but it does swonk very nicely. But I just prefer to use it in dripper mode, this one. And as you can see, the screws come in sideways, but your coil's in like that. So if you've got like a flat coil, you see here, one of the complex coils, the lead will trap it and it will try to twist it round. So it really could have done with these screws going in this direction, like the Stage Vape Venus that I've just recently reviewed. So yeah, the cotton will be going down into here. And that's about that really, guys. So let's put a build in this Geekvape loop. Right, the coils I'm using today, guys, are these Coilology pre-built coils, multi-strands fused Claptons, and they're 0.27 per coil, so it should come out about 0.13, 0.14 ohms. Stainless steel 316L. Right, I've been using these particular ones a few days, but I thought I'd reinstall them just to save a bit of time. But the leg lengths, I've got them quite short, it's around about 4 millimeters. Right, so ensure that your screws are opened fully first. Right, so that's about the height that I find is for the best flavour. You don't need to have them too high up, around about 1 to 2 millimeters off the side of this deck here, because the airflow is going to be angled down and it shoots back up. So I found that that should be about perfect. So let's have a look at the resistance. It's saying 0.12. These coils, I've got them slightly spaced, and I've been using them for a few days. Right, so eventually it should glow evenly from the inside out, just like that. So it's time to put some wick in now. Right, cotton bacon as normal in my RDAs. So just roll it up a little bit, just to make sure it doesn't fall apart as I poke it on through. There we go. Just a little bit of a twist, a little floss. How much you actually need depends on the inner diameter of your coils. But basically you want it to go through quite snug but not too tight. So you can just move it like that. Of course, because this is quite a raised deck, these legs need to be quite long. So we're just going to judge it using that. So I reckon somewhere around about there. Get the angle-ended tweezers. Thin it out slightly. Just going to do one side, just as a guide. And then lift it on in. Same on that one. think that's about perfect, that leg length. So round about there. Grab some juice. Right guys, I'm happy with that. Let's just give it a little test pulse. 60 watts, 0.12 ohm the coils. And there you can see it's firing away nicely. So, right, let's go back up top and then I'll tell you the pros, cons and what I think about the Loop RDA by Geekvape. Right, before we go back up top guys, I just want to show you something that's very important which I forgot. We have two notches on either side of the deck here. You've got corresponding raised pieces inside the barrel, which you can't really see on my black version, but one on either side. And basically what you have to do is, if you just line it up slightly off, like where the airflow is there, that's where it would normally be lined up. Just put it slightly off and then twist it round and then it will lock into place. So just show you again. You put it slightly off, twist it round and it locks into place. And now you can unscrew from the mod and all's good to go. Okay, I'll see you up top. Back up top guys, we have the Loop by Geekvape and it's sitting on top of the double barrel version 2.1. The review is up on the channel for that one if you want to check it out. But I think that does look rather neat. Right, what do I think of this RDA though? We'll go on to cons first on this one. It uses flathead screws, which I find a little bit awkward to use, especially on this deck because they're side mounted, which also brings me on to the other con. The fact that your legs are going in this direction and the screws are going in the opposite direction, when you go to tighten the screw down, it actually twists your leg. So that's why you really need to make sure you've got a coiling rod in place, otherwise your core will look a bit mangled. So that is definitely something that they really should have put them in, so they go in this direction instead and you wouldn't have had a problem. Now with your round wire builds it's not really going to be an issue, but for any complex like flatter style coils you're going to run into issues there. So I really wish they'd done the screws, the orientation the other way. So that is a con for me. The other thing is it's a very interesting build deck, and I do like the function that you've got the triangular bit of the W there. So when you drip down, the e-liquid does have a tendency to like evenly distribute itself. So it's really good for dripping this one. But the build deck is hard to build on. Like this is, I wouldn't recommend this for a beginner in any way, shape or form. Like I found it a little bit of a struggle to actually build on this one, as you could probably have seen from down low, especially doing it on camera. But it's not too bad. It's sort of like a postless style. But yeah, it's not the easiest one I've ever built on, put it that way. Really, that is it for your cons with this one. There's a whole host of pros though, which I'll go into now. I love the fact that it has these notches, or the notches out of your base, and the raised notches inside the top cap. So putting it on the actual base, it's so easy, it just slots in there. So when you want to take it off the mod, you just turn it and it comes off, no dramas at all. I think it's absolutely brilliant the way they've done that. And the other pro is the airflow. Because you're not actually having to spin the barrel section round, you've just got this slide-in airflow control ring that's joined on to the actual top cap. I think it's just a really, really good idea. And top marks to Geekvape for coming up with this one, because I think they've really got a good one here. Right, we're going to the build quality. The overall build quality is very good, as with all Geekvape products. They're a renowned e-cig manufacturer basically. They make RDAs, RTAs, mods now as well, and they've done a very good job with the build quality, as they usually do. Like I say, I wish they'd included some hex screws and they'd got the orientation right, and then this would have been like perfect for me. You've also got your single coil option if you want to spin the airflow around, so it's just coming out of one side. You can just mount your coil on one side, so you've got that option, which is a pro. You also get a whole host of accessories and also a 510 drip tip and an adapter. So like everything's there for your choice. Right, we go on to vape quality now, and before we do, I'll just take another pull. Right, this coil is coming out at 0.13 and I've got it at about 75 watts. As you can see, the vapour production is absolutely tremendous. The airflow is really nice on this as well. It's quite smooth actually. I thought it was going to be a lot more turbulent, but it's actually really smooth. I'm very impressed with the airflow. It's yeah, so the vape quality really is up there. You get a good hit off this one, which brings me on to the flavour. Now, what do I think of the flavour of this? Like everything else about it seems to be ticking all the boxes, but what about the flavour? It is pretty good, the flavour. I'll give it a 7 to 8 out of 10. It's not as good as the Stage Vape Venus, but the actual overall experience I think is probably better with this. Like the actual draw feels a lot more, it's hard to explain, it just feels, it's there, it's a very smooth, even draw, and I like that. But the flavour's not quite as good, but with all the pros you get with the top cap and you know, everything else, I must give this a recommendation. Like I say, the Stage Vape Venus definitely does have better flavour for me, but as an all-round performer, this is really, really good, and I will be carrying on using this one definitely. And it also works pretty well on a mech mod too. I've got a couple of mechs coming up for you for review shortly. The Torum by Thunderhead's Creations and the Geekvape Karma Kit, which has the Tsunami 25 RDA on it. But yeah, this works very well on a mech too. But it also works very nicely on the double barrel. Right, so that about wraps it up for this one, guys. If you enjoyed the video, please give a thumbs up, and for anyone new out there, please consider subscribing. There's plenty more reviews and tutorials on the channel. So yeah, until next time, guys, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you again very soon. Okay, cheers.